Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I know that people are just in the process of joining. So before we get into our content today, we will give everyone a couple minutes. But welcome to today we're going to be talking about the uh, Bachelor of Information Technology program through Coursera at Illinois Tech. This is a program all of your panelists today work with closely, and we are very excited to tell you about it. As people are coming in, I believe we can get started and introduce ourselves. Again, this covers the Bachelor of Information Technology program specifically. I know they've been doing other webinars this week about this program. First, to give you a little overview of how this is going to go, we as the panelists will introduce ourselves. We'll do a deep dive into the program, both from Illinois Tech's end and from Coursera's end, because this is a partnership between the two organizations. And then we will have a lot of time throughout our time together today and at the end for Q&A. Every time I've done one of these, you all have had some great questions, so I'm excited. So first, we can briefly introduce ourselves. India, would you like to go ahead?
Sure. Hello, all. Thank you for joining. My name is India Vieira, and I am your dedicated enrollment counselor at Coursera. I've been with Coursera for going on 3 years, and I currently specialize in nurturing the Illinois Tech's Bachelor of Information Technology program.
All right. Professor Hajduk, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, hello everyone. My name is Professor Jeremy Hajek. I've been a professor here in the ITM program actually since it started, the physical program. I've been teaching as part of this Coursera many of the courses the last couple months. Background in IT orchestration and infrastructure, Linux, command line, all the way up to AR, VR, drones, IoT. So really enthusiastic about how this fits in the kind of the global technology and how it impacts life in the world. So looking forward to hopefully seeing you in the program.
Awesome. And my name is Marcus Tweedy. I am a senior transfer admission counselor in Illinois Tech's Office of Undergraduate Admission. So you may hear from me about around key pieces of this program, including transfer credit, which we'll talk some about, and I can help assist with a range of different concerns relating to enrollment in the program. And if you need something from us at Illinois Tech and don't know who to talk to, it could be that I'm that person, or I can connect you to whoever that is. So we're going to get more into the informational piece of our time together today. As questions come up for you, you are welcome to submit them in the Q&A section. I see one person already submitted a question here. As we're talking, we as panelists will do our best to answer questions as they come in. If we can't get to yours for a while or can't get to it until the end, we appreciate your patience. So first, I want to talk about Illinois Tech and why we are a great place to study. So on this slide, there are some really strong rankings that we're excited about. We are ranked #1 in Illinois and in the top 25 in the country by the Wall Street Journal for best colleges. But really, more so, I want to talk about why that is. And that is because we really emphasize value, we emphasize outcomes, and we emphasize return on your investment. So we essentially, for our on-campus programs, our students make back the money that they invest in their Illinois Tech education more quickly than almost any other student does. And what's so great about this program, since it's online, is that it is significantly cheaper, so your investment will pay off that much more quickly. We are #1 among colleges in the Chicago region for earnings power. Uh, about 90% of our graduates are placed in jobs that they want within 6 months of graduating, which is well above the national average, including we had these same numbers even during the pandemic, which we were very proud of. We are here to support you. We are here to give you the experience you need, and we are here to make sure that your investment in us pays off. So to give you a deep dive into this program, really, what is this? What is so special about information technology at Illinois Tech? So this degree is really a broad overview of the information technology and computing field. So it's taught by professors like Professor Hajek, who have been working in the field often for decades. It is based on an existing major, the information technology and management major, that has been offered and highly successful at Illinois Tech for over 20 years. So the course content is that you take with us is basically the same as our on-campus students would get. It's held to the same standard, the same accreditation, and everything. It covers the same range of skills, so anything from project management, website development, software engineering, database management. We really aim to keep all of our content relevant and to make sure that you are prepared to succeed in today's workforce, not 5 years ago's, not 10 years ago's. We have special capstones and specific features of our programs that you will also get to take advantage of. So this program does involve a capstone project that allows you to build and develop an actual information system. We also have an iPro project that will allow you to work with people of different disciplines to solve a real world problem of some sort. This is a project that Illinois Tech students do on campus every single year and come up with some really amazing stuff. We don't just want to give you the theory, we want to give you a chance to actually apply these skills. So this does give you a really broad range of preparation for entry-level roles within the technical field, but also allows you to build on experience in in other fields. So this is a great program also for career changers. So for example, if you are this has a couple examples. If you're a teacher, for example, this would prepare you for a career in ed tech. If you work in a trade, then this would allow you to work in a construction IT role or a technical management role. This degree will make you really up to twice as valuable in the modern workplace. These skills are in very high demand, and our goal is for this degree to make you truly workforce ready. So there are essentially two pieces to this program that I want to talk about. This is something that on my end, working in admissions, I get a lot of questions about. So this degree is intended as a completion degree for students with previous college credit. There's technically nothing stopping students who don't have previous college credit from enrolling in the degree. However, it is much more difficult to complete if you don't have this college credit, and so we don't usually recommend it for those students. And that is because there are essentially two pieces of the degree. There is what you complete with us through Coursera at Illinois Tech, which I have a couple slides about that we'll get to. And in addition, we also expect you to, in order to graduate, transfer in 61 college credits. And here on the slide, it breaks down which credits those are. So it's not just any credits. We do have specific requirements to earn one of our degrees because it's accredited the same way as one of our traditional degrees is. So that does include a discrete math and a statistics course for your math requirements. This includes 3 science courses, 2 of which should be in one field. So for example, like physics 1 and 2, chemistry 1 and 2, something like that, and 1 in a different field. We ask you to transfer in 3 humanities and social science courses, and then everything else can be a free or technical elective. So say you got an associate's degree in something that you think is completely irrelevant, chances are this will still knock out at least your elective credit and potentially other requirements on this list. So if that is something you have questions about, that is definitely something I recommend talking to me about. I know we will all provide our emails towards the end of this. So the other part of this degree that you take with us is through Coursera. So this involves 18 major courses and 6 courses that do fulfill part of Illinois Tech's core curriculum. Like any other four-year university, we do have gen eds, which of course is what this mainly covers. That said, there are some courses that are part of that we specifically offer, and the reason for that being that not every one of those kinds of courses. So, for example, a advanced humanities or social science course that may not be found, for example, at a community college within the U.S. So we make sure to some of those you would still take with us. So this program is broken into essentially a specific structure. So first, in order to gain admission to the program, rather than submitting an application, official transcripts, essays, all that stuff you think of when you think of applying for college, you instead have the opportunity to earn performance-based admission, which India will go into more detail on. How that works is you take 3 1-credit courses that are really an introduction to the rest of the degree. If you complete all of those with a B or higher, you are in. You are admitted to the rest of the degree. Once you complete those, you will then be able to start taking 15 other 3-credit courses, that are IT specific and that are relevant to your major. And then you will complete those other gen ed courses that I just mentioned. So this gives you a list of all of these major courses. Just course descriptions, if you're curious, for all of these can be found on Illinois Tech's website. If anybody wants to, say, take a picture of this or save it for your reference, I definitely recommend doing so now. And if you have more questions about course content, then Professor Hajek would be a great resource. So next we have more Coursera specific information, and I will let India take this part.
Well, thank you, Marcus. So I'll be presenting the Coursera information and talking a little bit about performance-based admissions. Next slide, please. Thank you. With this program, partnering with Illinois Tech, we offer this program on our platform, on the Coursera platform. And we are really bringing flexibility with it being completely online. So this program is completely performance-based admissions, which means that your work is your application, essentially. So with performance-based admissions, we really tackle the traditional admissions process that may not be something that you are interested in, or maybe some barriers there for some students. Next slide, please. So with this program, there is not a GRE or TOEFL requirement, no resume requirement as well. To be accepted, again, it is completely performance-based, so your work is your application. Now, keep in mind, you will need to transfer in 61 credits to be accepted into the bachelor's program. But as Marcus stated, if you do not have the 61 credits, there are other options for you to obtain those while currently working on your pathway courses in the program. Okay. Now a little bit about performance-based admissions. So I mentioned to you, no application to be accepted into the program. You would actually complete what we call a registration form. You would decide then if you would like to register for 1, 2, or all 3 of the pathway courses. And a great way to decide on how many courses you are capable of taking at one time is to really think about how much time you have to allot to your studies. Now, we recommend about 6 hours of study time per week per course, and that can give you an idea of how many courses you can take on at one time. And again, there's no waiting. Once you're ready to start, you would submit your official transcripts to Illinois Tech for a transfer credit evaluation. Complete the 3 pathway courses with a combined 3.0 GPA to be fully accepted into the program. Next slide. Okay, so this slide just really breaks down what we discussed, how to register, how many courses to register for, and the fun part, your final grade for the course. So again, to get started with the program, you would complete the registration form, which can be found on the Coursera main page, program page. You would click Enroll Now. And when you click Enroll Now, it will redirect you to the Illinois Tech's registration form. You will then input your information, upload your unofficial transcript, and decide how many pathway courses you would like to take in which semester you're registering for. Once you do that, you will, of course, complete the course. There will be an email that is sent to you how to link your account, your Illinois Tech account to your Coursera account, get you all set up for class. You would complete your coursework, and then you will receive your final grade. And again, you do want to shoot for a 3.0 combined score for the 3 courses to be accepted into the program. Next slide, please. Okay, so a little bit about the program. We have professional certificates for this program. Super excited about that. So not only are you able to transfer in up to 61 credits from your previous undergraduate coursework or potentially an associate's degree, you can also earn an additional 9 credits from prior learning professional certificates. So these are professional certificates on the Coursera platform. You have 2 options. You can pay for each certificate, which is about $49 per certificate, or you can subscribe to a monthly subscription fee for Coursera Plus, which is also about $59, $59 or $49 a month. Now, with these professional certificates, they stack very well with the bachelor's. So not only are you obtaining credits towards your degree and saving some costs on the tuition, but they also stack very well with the degree and excellent to put on your resume. So some of you joining the webinar may be familiar with some of these certificates. They're very popular, but if not, just to go through some of them with you. And the Google Project Management Professional Certificate, super popular certificate with Google. You gain amazing skills in leadership, management, and that professional certificate, you can actually obtain 3 credits by completing that certificate. There's also the IBM Cybersecurity Analyst Professional Certificate that you can also obtain 3 credits. Okay, and you can choose from the last 2, which is the Meta Front-End Developer Professional Certificate or preparing for Google Cloud certification. Now, you have an opportunity to transfer in up to 9 credits from these professional certificates, and each certificate is worth 3 credits. So that's why you would need to choose 3 out of these 4 certificates to capitalize on obtaining that maximum of 9 credits. Now, here's the fun part. With completing these certificates, you are saving up to $2,454 in tuition. That is super amazing. And you will be saving per credit. Per credit, it will be a savings of $273 per credit. And if you complete all 3 certificates, you'll be saving 9 credits, and that total cost there that we're estimating, the $2,454 towards the tuition. So excellent, excellent, excellent. To discuss admissions requirements again, You do need to transfer in 61 credits from your associates, prior undergraduate coursework. As Marcus stated, feel free to still pursue the program, even if your associates or your undergrad coursework is not in IT. It can be in a different field. Again, those courses will be evaluated and may count as electives. So definitely still encourage students, if this is a career change for you. And a little bit about the pathway courses, lastly. As I mentioned, you do need to complete those 3 pathway courses. They're 1 credit each. And you would need to complete these 3 courses with a combined 3.0 out of a 4.0 scale to be accepted into the program. Total cost of the program, we're estimating $18,000 to complete the degree, and that's for the 61 credits. So keep in mind, if you complete those professional certificates, you can actually save costs there as well towards that final cost. Next slide, please. Okay, so I would love to take the time to have a awesome quality conversation with you and really talk about how this program may align with your academic and career goals. Feel free to schedule a phone appointment with me. I put my information in the chat, as well as you can scan this QR code and it will bring you to my calendar, and I would love to speak with you. Next slide. And that is my portion. And now we will start the Q&A.
All right, thank you, India. So I see a lot of questions being asked in the chat. Please do keep those coming. I can see we are in the process of answering these. So that is also great. So we can go through a lot of these as we can. So we will all be monitoring the chat for the rest of our time together today and working through these questions as we can. So I can see somebody asked about specifically a computer science degree specifically. That's not something we offer at this time. I haven't been informed of any plans for us to do so. But we recognize that there is demand for it. I do want to add that computer science and information technology or information technology and management, while they are 2 different fields, do have a lot of overlapping coursework. And we find that at Illinois Tech, that our graduates actually have very similar outcomes for both majors and often end up in very similar roles. Perhaps Professor Hayek can speak to that more, but that is something we closely track, and we do it. While computer science is a very popular field, this one will also open just as many doors for you.
Yeah, a good point. Actually, our program was born out of computer science at the turn of the century. We came from one whole and made 2 discrete programs, and we're actually one of the few universities in the United States that has a discrete information technology management and technically cybersecurity program that's not part of an engineering college or a business college. We're part of a college of computing. So that's also another unique aspect of the program here at IIT. So we can be independent and focus on technology as it serves, our lives, right? So that's a little bit behind kind of the history of the program and how we're unique.
Yeah. Somebody else asked, is it's possible to get a student visa? So because this program is online, there's no visa, there are no visas required, there is no travel required for this program. So this is, for that reason, much more accessible to a lot of our international student population than our traditional programs would be. So Bud Vin asked if so you're a first year student studying in Sri Lanka. if you were to join, you can, so yes, you can transfer the credits you've currently earned. For international students, we do ask for official transcripts and then two other documents, which would be a third-party credit evaluation and completed by a member of NACIS and a CES, and descriptions for the courses you took. But yes, we are able to process international credit. It's for transfer the same way we would domestic credits. After taking the ITM courses on Coursera, how do I get credit hours for them? So as long as you've paid to take the 4 credit, enrolled through our portal and taken the 4 credit versions of these courses, then your grades would be recorded in Illinois Tech system. You would be awarded credit through our systems, and then they would be printed on an official Illinois Tech transcript. That's another frequently asked question that I anticipate may come up, is that you do receive from completing our courses and from completing our degree, they are printed on an official Illinois Tech transcript, and you do receive an official Illinois Tech diploma. Okay, I see. Another person asked, I'm a cybersecurity manager and have years of experience, but I don't have the 61 credit minimum. So it doesn't so that does not eliminate you from completing the program. So if you so in terms of when we would recommend that you start the program, if that's your situation, where say you have previous college credit, but it's not 61 credits, or it's not necessarily the ones we specifically require. We do have other options that I can go more in depth on for students who are currently either in the pathway courses or have completed the pathways courses to earn transfer credit. One would be those certificates that India talked about. The other would be that we have one would be if you are in the US, we definitely then it could be easiest to take some of those additional credits at a community college. Harold Washington, for example, we work with closely because we're in Chicago. That said, for students for whom community college isn't an option, we are working on developing an official partnership with ASU Online to offer all of the required courses for this major. If that's the pathway you want to take and you have just a few more credits that you need, then I would say you're good to go ahead and submit what you have, and then you would work with me once your credits are evaluated and you are in the program, to identify which classes you need to take and make a plan for completing those.
I think there's a question about CompTIA certifications. CompTIA is IT standard. And you mentioned on a previous slide that there was like a Meta front-end developer and a Google front-end developer. And we're looking to add comparable into that pile, but there's that limit of how many you can bring in. You just have to pick which one. So we're working on that to extend that list of certifications we'll accept. And CompTIA seems like something that would line up really well. So if you do have CompTIA certs, let your people know about that admissions when you come in. And that is a potential option we're looking at.
There's a question here that says, do I need to pay for the 3 pathway courses? So the answer to that is you do. You will need to complete all 3 pathway courses and pay the tuition, which is $273 per credit. And keep in mind, the pathway courses are just 1 credit. So for 1 pathway course, it would be $273 per course.
Yes. Emily asked if credits from Sophia transfer. Currently, to my knowledge, currently they do not. That is, we are working on expanding pathways for students to earn transfer credit, but that is not something we currently offer. Alejandra asked, I'll be receiving my associates in science this May. Will this course help you get into cybersecurity? I mean, definitely it can. We like I mentioned, we can take associate's degrees from different fields and count that towards your degree. In terms of how specifically it applies, it would really depend on the individual courses you took and the results of your credit evaluation.
Great question.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
looks
go ahead.
Yeah, it looks like a Jeremiah stated that he has a question. Can the 3 pathway courses go towards the 61 credit requirement? So to answer that question, that would be no. The 3 pathway courses actually go towards the 66 credits required to complete with Illinois Tech. So you would still need to transfer in 61 credit from prior undergraduate coursework.
Okay. Can more than 61 credits be transferred into the degree? Adam asked. So the answer is generally no. If you have, so for example, if you mentioned upper level humanities courses, if you have a previous bachelor's degree, so in that case, it actually is possible for those credits to cover requirements that otherwise you would take with us at Illinois Tech, like those upper level humanities. Since those courses are rare, and this is a program that isn't typically marketed towards students who already have completed bachelor's degrees. We don't explicitly require those courses to be fulfilled through transfer credit. But that said, all of the major specific courses, everyone completes with us at Illinois Tech, regardless of your previous background.
There's a question here by Christopher. After completing the ITM courses on Coursera, how do I get awarded credit hours from them? So it sounds like that you're referring to the MOOC courses. So MOOC courses are Coursera Plus courses that are non-credit. And you can take the pathway courses, start them off on the Coursera Plus platform as non-credit. And to gain credit, you would need to upgrade the course. So audit the course by paying the full tuition. You would need to complete the registration form, pay the full tuition, and then you will need to complete a final exam. So please keep that in mind that you will still have a final exam once you upgrade the course. And after receiving your final grade, then you would receive credit for that course.
Yes. Roberto, I see, asked, can you provide, essentially, what do you receive? So upon completion of the degree, you do receive an Illinois Tech diploma. This degree is a is a BAC degree or professional bachelor's degree. This is a somewhat unique type of degree that that we offer in a few specific fields. Information technology being one of those. Evan G also asked, can you complete the program faster if you spend more time on it? So yeah, yes and no. As India mentioned, that you do only pay for the credits that you are taking any given semester. So this program does offer pay-as-you-go tuition. That said, in order to ensure that this program is sustainable and that students are taking realistic course loads, We do limit students to full-time enrollment policies at Illinois Tech, so that would be 18 credits per semester or 9 credits per 8-week term. There are 2 8-week terms per semester, and there are also 2 8-week terms over the summer. So for that reason, as has been mentioned in a couple answers, typically the fastest a student could complete the degree is in 5 semesters. A couple of these look like they have been, a couple of these look like they've been answered. Can I transfer? Somebody asked, can you transfer the 9 credits from Coursera? I'm guessing this person was referring to the professional certificates. So it depends on it depends on the case. Professor Hajek may be able to tell us more about how how prior learning credit can be applied. So it really just depends on how how these specific credits apply to our requirements. So if you have 60, so say if you have a 61 credits that do fulfill all of our core curriculum requirements, then we would be able to take all of those. From what I understand, the certificates may have some certificates may have specific course equivalencies associated with them. Others may transfer in as general elective credit. Is that right?
Yes, so we've made equivalents for the list of certificates, and someone mentioned ACE up there as well. ACE is another organization that has if you have the certifications accredited under them, we've made one-to-one relationships, saying, okay, this will count as this. And in some cases, we've said, well, and then these certifications will count as like elective credit. So yes, we have made a provision, and we're expanding that as we see more and more certifications that match it. But we do have a short list that's listed. I believe it's listed, and Marcus, correct me, or India. I believe that list you showed on the slide, that's also listed on the webpage, the admissions material. So you can look for that. But if you have a certification that isn't on there, please inquire, and we can get you exact, because there are a lot of certifications out there, right? We can't list every single one, but we definitely want to talk to you about it if you think you have a couple certifications to get credit for it, if possible.
Yeah. So Gregory similarly asked, he has a business bachelor's degree. So you would still have to complete all of the Illinois Tech specific requirements through Coursera. If as part of this program, but that said, if you do fulfill specific requirements that aren't covered in the advertised 61 required transfer credits, then that can still help you. Somebody asked, I currently work a full-time job with normal work hours during the weeks. I'm guessing that would be say a traditional 9 to 5. So you can enroll part-time. Like we mentioned, you do only pay for the credits that you're taking any given semester, and within the limits of full-time enrollment that I talked about, you can take as many or as few credits at a time as you want. And typically, from what I understand, generally the course content is asynchronous, so students can engage with the material on their own schedules. Although there may be, from what I understand, there may be some, say, virtual office hours or some live components as available to students who can benefit from that.
Oh yeah, those are required. Every
Okay.
Friday, you have office hours, and then there are 2 to 3 live, just demonstrations, community talks, right? Scheduled per 8-week per class. So that is required and part of the program when you sign up for the degree. And that's what separates it from just a straight, online watch a video. There's actually interaction with an instructor.
Yeah.
It looks
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, looks like Roberto has a question about the accreditation. Is the program accredited through Illinois Tech or Coursera? Great question. So this program is actually accredited through Illinois Tech, and it holds one of the highest accreditations in the United States, which really speaks to the rigor of the program and the standards that have to be upheld to hold that accreditation. And the program is accredited by the Higher Learning Commission of Education, so the HLC, very high accreditation for this program.
Yes. Okay, so I can see a handful of like I see a handful of questions that are similar to ones that we've covered already. Somebody asked, can we enroll into a computer science master after we finish this after we finish the information technology program? So one benefit that we do offer on-campus students at Illinois Tech would be accelerated master's programs. That said, given the nature of the Coursera program, I don't know if this is currently an option for Coursera students or how this would logistically work. That is a question that we can work further on. I would encourage you to reach out to one of us at Illinois Tech after this via email, so we can we can bring that back to our teams.
Yeah, generally there's math prerequisites in computer science that's requiring calculus 1, 2, and 3. And we're not going to cover calculus 1, 2, and 3. So technology would be there, but they might have math requirements that computer science program requires. So that's one thing that watch out for.
It looks like there's a question on clarifying how I can attempt the pathway courses. If there's any any links you can send. Yeah, absolutely. So to complete the pathway courses, you would complete the registration form. The registration form can be found on the Coursera program page. So you would click on the Illinois Tech's Bachelor of Information Technology program page. When you click Enroll Now, the Enroll Now icon, it will redirect you to the registration form, and that's where you can register for 1, 2, or all 3 of the pathway courses.
Okay. Somebody asked, I'd love to hear more details about the cybersecurity part of the degree. Professor, would you be able to speak to that?
Yeah. Do you think maybe you could roll back to the slide that had the outline of everything, just as a background here? But
This one?
information, yes, perfect. You can, so information technology and management. This is always a question we get. Like here's the IT degree, here's the cybersecurity degree. Does that mean this is the insecure degree? And we're like, no, because at one sense, cybersecurity now permeates all of our lives, right? How many of you have to, with your phone, two-factor log in to your bank and buy tickets, right? Is that IT? Is that cybersecurity? Well, it's kind of how our life works and how technology works. So throughout all of these courses, you may see some, for instance, cloud computing security, cybersecurity technologies, okay? You know what you're getting there. But the rest of the classes, cloud computing technologies, you're going to talk about IAM, identity and access management, which is how via fine-grained control you give permission to cloud resources. It's not cloud cybersecurity. It's just this is computing. So security is baked in. We're in the introduction to networking. We're going to talk about, TLS and HTTPS and right and ARP poisoning and the components that are there. So this is not wholly focused on cybersecurity, but we're going to talk a lot about it. So when you're coming out, you'll be very conversant, able to go into those roles, able to talk to, if you have a cyber tech or a cybersecurity group at work, you'll be able to work with them and understand or rules come down, audits, right? New policies. you'll definitely be able to engage with that. So we like to say we're ITM really C. We have the cybersecurity built into our DNA, and you're going to get it spread all across these classes. Some in a more focused. The gentleman preparing the cybersecurity technologies, he was in Army and Navy intelligence. He's got 3 PhDs, 3 kids, and he's 4 years younger than me. Makes me feel like I haven't done anything with my life, but he's a nationally renowned, well-published author, Dr. Maurice Dawson, and he's going to hit it, from the U.S. government and standards and talk about kind of international relations and how that's affecting cybersecurity. So you're going to get it not just from the technical level too. We'll bring in some of the political and some of the world view of cybersecurity. So hopefully that helps.
Definitely. Thank you for sharing that additional insight. Okay. So somebody asked, in addition to the information technology major, is it possible to minor in this program? To my knowledge, it's not. Unfortunately. Is it possible to take statistics and discrete math courses on Coursera? I don't believe there are India, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe there are Coursera courses that are approved as equivalent to Illinois tax.
Correct.
Okay. So Thor asked, if I don't have 61 credits, but I'm otherwise eligible, can I take additional courses at Illinois Tech and transfer those into this program? So not exactly. The only courses that would be available to you through Illinois Tech, are the ones specific to the program that you are enrolling in. I don't believe so. This is the only undergraduate level program that Illinois Tech offers at present through Coursera. There are 3 master's level programs. I don't believe it's possible to enroll in both, multiple programs at once. But definitely sympathize with that. Okay, so if you were somebody but been asked if you were to do your master's abroad with the bachelor's degree certificate completed online, we would so from what I understand, if you were to apply to another master's degree, we wouldn't anticipate it being so. This is an Illinois Tech, this is accredited as an Illinois Tech program. It would not be the method of instruction, to my knowledge, would not even be specified on your, say, on your transcript or on your diploma. So this should institutions should treat our online degree the same way they would our information technology and management degree if you were to take it on campus.
Yeah, and then Marcus, I think the question mentioned, they said certificate. And that may have just been a colloquialism, but I think you were very clear to say this is not a certificate. This is a full degree.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah.
Somebody asked how much a year and how long would this take? It will take the total cost for the part of it that you take at Illinois Tech is, as India mentioned, is $18,000. That does not cover any additional transfer credits that you need. That is a frequently asked question we get. And then again, the shortest it can take generally is 5 semesters, although it really depends on how quickly you can complete the requirements and how much you want to take on in any given term. We have, if I enroll, okay. Somebody asked a good question. Somebody asked a little while ago, if you enroll at Illinois Tech, would your student loan repayment stop if you were to enroll in this program? I don't know for sure, actually. That is, unless either of you would be able to speak to that, that is another question that I can go to my team with and get an answer for you on. Cool. That's a great point, though. I'm glad you brought that up. Um,
It looks like a Jeremiah Graham has a question. If he currently has 54 credits, he would like to know how he could obtain the additional 7 credits needed to be accepted into the program. In that case, you are able to take the prior learning professional certificates to obtain those 7 credits. You can transfer in up to 9 credits from those professional certificates, so that would help you in your situation to obtain those 7 credits needed to meet the 61 credit requirement.
and to add on to that question about transfer credit, and also to address Adam's question about ASU. So yes, Adam, that is correct. We are building an official partnership with Arizona State University online. Specifically, their online they have a very robust set of online course offerings that we are excited to offer to our students. If you were to complete those courses while you are concurrently enrolled in this program, you would be considered technically a visiting non-degree student with them because you are working on obtaining our degree. I would recommend the ASU courses, or if you are or if you are studying from within the United States and have access to community college courses, I would recommend that pathway if, for example, you have a lot of say 54 or however many credits you have, and you're just missing a few requirements. So for example, you're missing statistics and discrete math, or you're missing your science courses, or you're missing your social science, or whatever the situation may be. If you if you're really starting from scratch, then I would recommend obtaining those credits before enrolling in the pathway courses. How many semesters are in a year? So typically 2. Fall and spring semester is the system system most universities operate on within the U.S. We do also offer 2 terms over the summer. So so I know registration for summer term A and B, if I remember correctly, are both open now. Registration for fall will open or enrollment for fall will open in a couple of months.
Yes, so there's 6 semesters a year, 2 fall, 2 spring, and 2 summer. And we're super excited about summer. We have a May 13th start date and June 24th if you're interested in registering for summer.
Yeah. Okay, somebody asked, is there a limit to how many CLEP or ACE credits that can be applied? So CLEP exams are available. There is a CLEP policy on Illinois Tech's website that breaks down for each exam what score you need to obtain and what the course equivalencies would be if you do obtain that score. That said, there are some limitations around CLEP credit. We do and those credits would need to be approved by our academic affairs office. So you would need to contact them to obtain approval to transfer that credit in. And there are there are some stipulations, like we are not able to award CLEP credit for, I believe it's the last 45 credits of your degree. So that is a popular option that I get asked about a lot, and it is available under specific conditions. Are there international students from any countries that aren't allowed to apply? No, you can join this program if you're studying from any country, as long as you are, as long as you have everything you would otherwise need to complete the program. So a reliable internet connection, all of your course materials, the ability to pay the tuition, and so on. Clinton asked about the course load. So there's no minimum number of credits per semester. In fact, you can, since it's pay-as-you-go tuition, you can take time off while you're in the program. However, that said, we do limit you to 9 credits per term, or 18 total for fall, spring, or summer. As we said, there are specific, so while there is some flexibility in terms of the timelines by which you complete things, there is, for each term, there are specific start and end dates for the courses, and specific deadlines by which you do need to complete the coursework.
It looks like someone asked, can I repeat my response for credit courses, credit costs? So to answer that question, I believe that you're asking about um, upgrading the course from non-credit to actual credit. And please let me know if that is correct. But to answer your question, to upgrade your course from a MOOC course or non-credit course on the Coursera Plus platform, you would need to upgrade the course by paying the full tuition, completing the registration form, and scheduling and completing your final exam to gain actual credit for the course.
Excellent. So I do notice that we are about at time today. So out of respect for everybody's time, I believe we are wrapping up at 4. Or 4 p.m. Central Time. I'm located in Chicago. I recognize other people are in other places. So with that said, you all asked a lot of great questions. I know we haven't been able to get to all of them today. That said, before we leave, I do want to all of you to be able to contact us after this with additional questions or ones that we didn't get to today. So real quick, I'm going to type my email in my name and email in the webinar chat. India, I saw you did the same earlier, and provided your meeting link. If you would like to schedule a meeting with India, I'll go back to that slide real quick. You can definitely scan that QR code, or email either of us directly with questions you have. If there's something that one of us can't answer, then we are always happy to connect you with the right resource. Cool. India or Professor Jeremy, do either of you have anything else you would like to add before we sign off?
Thank you all for joining, and please feel free to book a meeting with me. I'm super excited to discuss the program.
Yeah, and thank you everyone for tuning in. Hopefully we answered your questions, and we can't wait to see you.
Excellent. Thank you everyone so much. It has been a pleasure having you all. I hope you all have a great rest of your day and your week.